Good afternoon. My name is Caitlin, Customer Success Manager here at SONAR, and welcome back to WithSONAR. This webinar is designed to explore tools and use cases to enhance your overall SONAR experience. Last episode, we went over our monthly market update, which you can now view directly within your SONAR login. And this week, I'm going to highlight our new SITREPS, which is situational reporting to help you break down what is happening across freight markets and why it matters. Now, let me share my screen to tell you where you can find these reports. You'll find these reports at the top of your screen by the My Dashboards. Once you click on SITREPS, it's going to overview at the top what these reports are and their intended goal. And then you can see our report library. So at the top is going to be that headline report. So this would be the latest or most relevant report for what's happening currently. You can then see the rest of the reports that we have available in the report library. So you can see a brief overview of what we're putting out and if you want to dive into it further. Now, to select your report, it's as simple as clicking within your screen, and it will then pull up the full report. Now, you also have the ability to download this as a PDF if you would rather view it that way, and that makes it easier if you want to share it with your team or if you have customers that you want to share this information with. You can have it in a PDF format instead of, taking screenshots of the information that you find that's important. Now, each report is going to look different, but once you select your report, you're going to see a summary of the overall report at the top. So kind of breaking down what was found in this report and giving you a brief overview. It's then going to look at the SONAR data. So which data sets are we monitoring to see how these changes are affecting the overall market? So we will break those down for you here, telling you the current index, a brief overview of what is happening with these conditions. And you can also click on the title of the ticker code and pull this out in a chart if you want to dive deeper into this data set or if you want to save it in one of your custom pages. That way you can reference it again in the future. So this really makes it interactive, so you can not only get an overview of these conditions, but you can also click on it and see how they've trended previously, what they look like current with our real-time information. Now, as you scroll down, we're going to outline some specific commodities as well as locations that are being affected. So this is going to allow you to easily see if any customers that you're working with based off these commodities have potential effects from these current conditions, as well as the markets or areas that this is having the most potential impact. So if you can easily see, I do a lot of freight out of Laredo, or one of my largest customers is out of Laredo, and this is very high risk for the Laredo market. You can see an overview of that market, how the equipment type is broken down. And then if you want to get another overview for what the potential risk is for this market, that way you have all pieces of the puzzle to know how this is going to affect the Laredo market, what commodities are going to be mostly affected, and what you need to do because of this. As you continue to scroll down, we will overview current scenarios. So outlining what is happening with these situations currently, and then the potential impact that it could have on freight. That way you have a better understanding of the current situation and you can plan accordingly. So a really easy view here. And then it's going to break down those likely outcomes as well. So you can easily see each potential outcome, and that way knowing how it's going to affect your freight, knowing what kind of backup plan or what kind of plan you need to get in place to have the most minimal impact on your business. Now, we also are going to show you those operational risks. So you can see, okay, current status, this is what's happening with cargo theft in Mexico. This is how it's impacting the freight market. And we're also going to tell you which SONAR indices that you can watch to keep an eye on these conditions to see if they are continuing to get worse. Are they leveling back out? That's the beauty of having this report broken out as well as our real-time data. That way you can not only get a great report that's outlining these conditions, but you can also monitor them on a day-to-day basis. To summarize the report, we'll give you the outlook and conclusions. So, any major takeaways that you need to be aware of to help with that planning based off these situations and the potential outcomes. So, wrapping it up really nicely at the end there. That way, you have everything you need in one place. Now, overall, this is a great tool to help enhance how you're already using Sonar for your market reporting. So, whether you are preparing for internal strategy discussions, working to align teams around market conditions, or digging into specific disruptions, the SITREPS are going to provide that added context you need to move from data to decision with much more confidence. Now, this tool is currently available within your Sonar subscription, and you can keep an eye out for new reports every single week. So, as always, if you have any questions or if you would like to talk through this further, you can reach out to your account manager or cs@gosonar.com. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of With Sonar. If you have any requests for what you would like to see on future episodes, please leave them in the comments below. And thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great week.